I was thinking about actually a verse in the Bible, which like any chance I get to pull a verse out of the Bible and be like, oh, I've known that my whole life and it actually supports this new idea. I love doing that. Just because I've I think we've all been raised in pretty like black and white, here's exactly the box you need to fit in type of Christian homes of like, or Christian atmospheres, even of just like, here's exactly what this verse means and it cannot be interpreted any other way. But you were talking about how like truth can't be truth if it's not like
Loving.
dipped in love or, you know, all those things. Because there's literally a verse in the Bible where my mom has it on the wall in her house and it just says faith, hope, love, and the greatest of these is love. The greatest, which means there's nothing greater of these is love. Period. Like that is exactly what you were talking about, and I was just so glad
Unless you're talking to a homosexual.
like no, it's not in there. Like case judgment. Like, that's what the church teaches. Is like
Yeah.
that's not true. Like I don't know. I was even just thinking about how I was really. I mean, first of all, Brendan, I think that your whole life story of how servant-hearted you are is like is precious and it's so selfless, and I shouldn't be surprised to hear that. But I was sitting here thinking, I was like, I've been steeped in like homophobia my whole life. Like I've been steeped in this idea, and you always see like only all that social media will give you is the worst of the worst, whether
Yeah.
right or left. So they show you all the bad, and this is how bad it can get. And it's just I was raised with this painted idea of like anybody in the LGBTQIA community was like selfish because you know you had to have your own identity. You couldn't just be regular person, like you couldn't be normal. And it's that whole idea of being normal, having to have this identity, and that's not true. Like
Yeah.
clearly, like Brendan, you've lived your life for other people, you've lived your life trying to serve people and actually trying to deny who you are because you thought that's what was right. But now I
Yeah.
think as you've been able to accept yourself, like there's this beautiful, like I don't think you're not selfless anymore. If anything, I think you have the ability to be more selfless because now you're not over here worrying about, oh no, like am I gonna go to
Yeah.
hell? It's I know who I am, I know I'm still loved, and there's a God somewhere in the universe of love who is head over heels in love with who I am. And through that love, like if anything, you can pour out so much more because your cup is full. Like I was sitting here thinking about that. I was like, oh my gosh, I've been steeped in lies. And just I don't know,